Hello, hope you all are having a great day. Today I wanted to talk about if you're an instructor and you work for another studio or you work for Imbalance, what my beliefs are and what I encourage instructors to do if they have goals and dreams beyond just working at Imbalance or at any studio, whatever your goals are. So at our studio, everybody is an employee, so you get a W-2 at the end of the year, and that's an important thing to know and educate yourself on if you're in the fitness industry, whether you're an independent contractor or a W-2. So everybody at IBP is W-2. That means you sign an employee agreement. We have an employee handbook, and we lay out the expectations for all instructors. One of the biggest things that I try to highlight in our employee agreement is that I don't believe in non-competes. I've actually never had a non-compete. I know that some studios have. That's a thing in this industry. They only want you to work at their studio. But that's just, to me, it's not realistic if you're in this industry to make a living. Sometimes you do have to work at multiple studios and have multiple sources of income to be comfortable and to make a decent living. So I've never believed in a non-compete, but in our employee handbook, there is a privacy section where it basically says, like, you'll keep Imbalance's information private and within our four walls. And then the other one's non-solicitation. That means that you won't solicit Imbalance's clients. So how I see it is, when you're working for a studio, all the clients that come through the door, they're not my clients, they're not your clients, they're the business's clients, because they found the business webpage and they called the business phone number. So all of the clients that come to Imbalance are Imbalance's clients. So they don't come to the studio typically just for one person. Now sometimes they do, so there are different circumstances as far as that goes, but if they called our number, they're Imbalance's clients, just how it is. And then soliciting those clients, to me, is just a huge sign of disrespect. That's definitely something we've dealt with, and it's just kind of shady and kind of slimy is how I see it anyway. So well, my chihuahuas go crazy every time someone walks by. We're on the loop, and so yeah, educate yourself when you're working for a studio, and be professional about things, and know the difference. But what I want to talk about is, I've had employees, and I have employees that work at multiple different locations. That's perfectly fine with me. I totally get it. I just have in my employee handbook that you do not wear shirts or logos from those other studios while you're representing and teaching Imbalance classes, because to me that it seems like it'd be common sense, but one thing I've learned is common sense is not so common. So it has to be said, it has to be in writing, that when you're teaching at our studio, you're not representing any other studio or business. So I'm perfectly fine with instructors teaching at multiple places. That's cool. I appreciate the open transparency, especially if you're going to do that. It's nice to communicate and to know that that's your goals, because when I find out on the back end, it kind of blindsides me a little bit, and to me it just comes off as a little bit sneaky or shady. So communicate with the business owner if you're working at multiple places. It's just out of respect, I think, just to be open, honest, and transparent. And if they don't support that, then you may want to look at another place to work. And then the other thing is, I've had instructors who have personal reformers at their house, and I encourage them to, on the side, do privates. And in the past, I've had instructors tell me that they're not comfortable with that, and I say, okay, that's up to you. But if you are looking to have a side hustle, again, it's nice to be open and transparent with your employer about your bigger goals and aspirations, because it comes off a little shady to me anyway. And I'm here to help and support. So if you have that goal or aspiration to have your own at-home private business, come to me and ask me for advice. And if you have any questions, because there's legal things that you want to consider, and there's pricing, what to consider, you can make all these decisions for yourself. But it's nice to have a mentor or talk to someone who's been there before, who's willing to give you advice on how to be successful. But yeah, it's just the main thing, what it comes down to is be open and honest with your employer. Communicate about these things. Don't try to hide or sneak or be super private, because me personally, I can feel when the contraction in somebody, and I'm just like, well, there's something going on here. I can't figure it out, but I don't really trust you. So just talk. Just talk. What's the worst that can happen is the relationship isn't right and everybody moves on. So there's that. But yeah, don't be afraid to have that open candor and talk about what your goals are. Here's the other thing is, for any employees at Imbalance, we're a fast-growing company, and we create a lot of opportunities for our employees. So if there is something you want to do and collaborate with us, let us know. Talk to management, communicate. If you want to lead Pilates in the Park events, that's something that we do a couple times a year. So let us know and we'll set that up. We'll support you. We're here to help and support and elevate everybody. But I think the communication factor is huge. So talking about what your goals are and expressing how you feel. If you want more hours, what's your end goal? That kind of thing. It's really good to, I think of it kind of like manifesting. When you talk about these things, you make a vision board, you lay out those goals. I feel like you're manifesting that into reality. So if you want to add classes or do events or do mat Pilates or things like that, let us know. We have a big platform. We've been in Tucson for 13 years now, and we have a great clientele, and we're here to help prop you up and help support you on your bigger dreams and your bigger goals. So I just wanted to address that. I don't care if you have a side hustle. I don't care if you're doing Pilates from home. I don't care if, you want to work at multiple other studios. I really don't care. I think it's great. I'm here to support that, but it's nice to have the open, honest, transparent conversations about it, because when it feels like it's a big old secret, the trust factor starts to erode. So it just gets a little sus, a little suspicious. There's room at the table. I wholeheartedly believe that more Pilates in Tucson just means more awareness for everybody. So it's not a bad thing.